Now we have discussed about water cycle. The two types of cycles operate simultaneously to maintain a balance of water between living and non-living components of ecosystem. That is the global water cycle and the smaller water cycle. When the water cycle at the large scale or at a larger scale called global water cycle, and the circulation of water between environment and non and the living organisms, that means plants and animals, occurs at a smaller level called the smaller water cycle. So here is the two types of cycles operate simultaneously to maintain a balance of water. The whole process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain flowing into later into sea through the rivers is known as water cycle. This cycle is not so simple, and all of the water that falls on the land as rains doesn't flow back into the sea. Some of it seeps into the soil and become part of the groundwater reservoir. And some of the groundwater finds its way to the surface through springs. And we also bring water to surface for our daily use through wells or tube wells. Water is also used directly by land animals from water bodies or through their food. And aquatic animal also use water. Water is returned to the environment. Environment means on land and air by animals through respiration, evaporation from body surface, and excretion and to decay after death also. So the plant absorbs the water from soil. The water is returned by plants to environment through transpiration, respiration, death and decay. And when the animal use of this plant for their food and the water is transformed or transferred into the animals, and from the animals the same process is here, respiration and excretion and decay after death. The water is returned to the atmosphere in the water vapor form. It becomes clear from the above account that water circulates between atmosphere and water bodies, that means river, lakes, sea, oceans, through the process of evaporation and condensation. And this forms the water cycle at a larger scale called global water cycle. So here is the water cycle.